What you focus on ultimately becomes where your life goes, right? So if you focus on positivity, your life will become more positive because you start to see more positive opportunity and you start to have more courage and confidence to take the opportunity, so your life becomes more positive, right? If you focus on negatives, then you're gonna see why you shouldn't do things, why things are scary, why things look very difficult to you. And then once you have that pessimistic perspective, you don't take the actions, you don't do the things that will take you to where you want to go. So really, what you focus on will determine where you go in life. Focus is a very, very powerful concept, and a lot of people don't really think about it in this way that we're speaking on in this camera, in this video, which is, it's not as simple as like, okay, let's focus on, losing weight so we can lose weight. It's more like, what are the actual thoughts that someone would have if they were already, if they already lost their weight? What thoughts does that person have? And how do I start to just have those thoughts? Okay, and you can apply this to anything. Let's say you want to have an attractive woman in your life. Okay, I'm gonna really go deep on this analogy. Let's say you really wanted to have a super attractive woman in your life. You have to ask yourself, how would the person think who already has that woman? Right? How does that person think? Does he think, when he sees a woman of that caliber, does he think, oh, she's above my league? Or, oh, I can't talk to her? Or does he think, oh, look, it's my girlfriend. Let me just say hi to my girl. Hey, what's up? Right? Like with zero sense of like bothering her, right? Because it's his girlfriend. That was kind of a little bit of a complex metaphor I was trying to make. But I'm gonna give you guys a pretty interesting one. So the other day, my laptop ran out of space. Okay? And by the way, if you guys are curious, like, who I am, I'm someone who went from socially anxious, not being able to express myself fully with strangers, to having extreme levels of social confidence. I can approach anybody on the street, any woman, any person, make them laugh, get them in my life as a friend or as a date or whatever. And it's a crazy skill set I've developed and I've been helping men out with in the last 5 years, which is essentially how to cold approach and how to have a good vibe, how to have good communication, how to signal to people on a subconscious level your value, which is so deep and people don't realize how big this is, but it's essentially social mastery, which to me is just one domain of life you want to master. It's the social aspect of it. I think that's the most rewarding and powerful one. But to get back to the video, because some of you guys just don't know who I am, so I have to say that. And also, I've also created my own business that's doing very, very well for me. And it's only going to keep doing better. And I'm going to explain to you this one thing I did the other day. My laptop ran out of space, all right? And I felt like, damn, do I just buy a new laptop? Do I buy another storage thing? Do I spend like hours on trying to make this storage thing? Then I was like, oh. And then when I went to this Apple store to buy the new laptop, actually, before I even say that, what made me decide to buy a new laptop was this concept in this video, which is, how would I think if I was already making millions a month? Which is what I want to get to. Which is what I will get to, and I'm going to get to further routes if I want to. But let's say I'm making $1 million a month, or at least a couple million a year. Let's say I'm at that point, right? Then, how would I think the moment my laptop runs out of space? What am I going to do in that moment? Am I going to start plotting out, making a fucking diagram as the pros and the cons of not getting a laptop or getting a laptop? Am I going to start searching for the best deal on the internet? Am I going to start asking ChatGPT on this 3-hour binge of like what I should do with the fucking laptop? Or as a $1 million a month business owner, would I just simply buy a laptop in that moment without thinking about it and buy the best one? Because why not? Because I'm making millions a month. Why the fuck not? And the laptop is the highest form of leverage I have with my business. It's the number one workhorse I have. So why wouldn't I get the best possible one? Right? Now this is interesting because a lot of you just don't think this way. You guys think in the sense of like, where are you currently at in life? And then you make your decisions based off that. But I guarantee you, if you start making your decisions based off where you want to get to, that's how you get to where you want to get to. That's how you do it. So even though I'm not making $1 million a month, I asked myself, what would the $1 million a month person do? Sergio, that guy, what would I do in the future? And then I just bought the best fucking laptop I could, basically. I bought an expensive ass laptop. Once again, when I was at the Apple store and I was gonna buy it, and I had to choose the specs, and I wasn't sure what spec to choose, what would the $1 million a month Sergio do? Okay, he would just fucking not give a single fuck. And if something was a little bit more expensive, he would just fucking do it, because why not? And that's what I did. And then when I had to either pay in full or pay in payments, same question I asked myself. So I paid in full. You see, this is really deep, this concept. And a lot of you will probably never fully get to this point of life where you're genuinely living like that. But for those of you who are and you want to, I'm telling you right now, this will lead to whatever you want to achieve in life to come to you. Like whatever it is. So I'm telling you guys how I'm currently using this technique, right? Because when it comes to women, I don't really struggle anymore. I also don't struggle to like lose weight or gain muscle necessarily. It's not a struggle. It's like if I literally want to do it, I do it. I don't struggle to make content anymore. It's not, I don't care. I'm not in my head about what you guys are thinking of me. I definitely don't struggle to make connections and talk to people at all. Once again, it's something I actually have to purposely like go home and have time for myself because of how extroverted I've created myself, basically. But when it comes to the business, that's something I want to blow up. That's something that, I mean, based on my other pillars of life, it's definitely not at the level as it should be. Definitely not. So that's how I'm currently using this technique. But I've used this technique throughout my entire life. It's funny though, I wasn't as aware of it as I am now. And I hope this video brings awareness to you guys. Because like I said, if you want to get that attractive woman, you got to start thinking, what would that guy think, the guy who already has it? What would he think? What would he do? What would he act like? How would he act? How would he behave? How would he feel? What would he think? And then you need to start aligning yourself to that guy. I'm telling you right now, I'm that guy. I am that guy who gets the attractive woman that you want. Now, you could just watch my videos to figure out what do I do, what do I think, how do I feel, right? You could, and that's why I encourage you guys to watch my videos, because you're essentially going to step into the mind of a highly successful person and receive the data that my brain has, which will allow you to essentially create a life very similar to mine. So I encourage that. But to give you some practical advice right now, to give you some ideas of how I think, feel, act around women, I mean, bro, I'll tell you right now, I don't give a fuck about women. Does that mean I don't like them? Does that mean I don't go on dates? Does that mean I don't enjoy having sex? Like, it's not something I enjoy, my body? No, not true. I do enjoy those things. I do like women. But it's kind of like the way I like steak. I like steak. I enjoy steak. It's fun eating steak. But am I constantly thinking about steak throughout my day? No. And even if I was hungry and I didn't eat steak and I ate something else like fish or something, is that a big deal? No. I like steak. I enjoy steak. I don't need steak. I don't need it. The magic word here is need. The last thing you want to do is need the validation from women. Because women are so chaotic, bro. They're so chaotic. And even if you land that girl, she's gonna fucking give you a headache at some point. This is something you have to just accept in life. A lot of men kind of view it like women are this struggle that you have, and then once you kind of unlock the girlfriend or something, it's like, all right, I could just put my feet down and life's good, right? Yeah, it's not like that at all. It's almost crazier. It's almost a harder journey when you have a girlfriend. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But the point I'm trying to make here is I don't need the validation from women. Just like I don't need to eat steak all the time. And if I really needed to not eat steak for a whole year, I can, and I won't really give a fuck. I'm not gonna like cry about it. I'll eat ground beef, whatever. Non-neediness is truly the most attractive thing ever in a man. And the reason being is that it's so polarizing to what women are used to. They're used to men just needing them. They're used to men being obsessed with them. They're used to men pedestalizing them. And girls find that so repulsive. Because when you need her, bro, it just ruins the dynamic. You can't be the man if you need her. You can't depend on her. She has to depend on you. She has to need you. If she doesn't need you or depend on you, she can't be fully like sexually obsessed with you. Like obsessed with you as a woman. Now, that's how obsession kind of works. It's hard to have obsession both ways. In fact, I would argue this is only possible in Disney movies and like fucking high school loves, like sweet high school sweetheart. High school sweetheart? Is that what you call it? High school sweetheart? Your high school sweetheart. Why do I feel like it's not called that? It's called something like that. Maybe it is, dude, but I feel like this concept that love goes both ways, I mean that obsession goes both ways, is kind of a fairy tale. And like, I'm not saying it can't happen for a little bit during the relationship. It can. What I'm saying is like, most of you guys are too obsessed with either the woman you have or the woman you want. And what's really interesting is like many avenues of life, when you're obsessed with something, it allows you to become good at it. I mean, I was obsessed with a lot of things that allowed me to become good at it. But once you're good at the thing, you're not so obsessed with it. That's what's kind of weird about it. Obsession almost comes from like a feeling of being like inferior. And then once you're so like masterful of the thing, obsession kind of dies. Right? Like I was obsessed with pickup, but now I'm not. Why am I not obsessed with it? I don't know. I guess I got so good at it that like it doesn't feel like a fucking challenge. And once something doesn't really feel like a challenge, your masculine drive just kind of like, it's like, I mean, let's do the thing that is a challenge, right? So for me, the challenge is like becoming a millionaire. I need to get that ASAP. I need to fucking, I feel that in my body, because it's the next challenge for me. It's the next thing that like excites me. And I'm not saying women don't excite me at all and all this shit, but you guys get the point. Which is, if you want the woman that you want, you need to learn how to not want her so bad. You need to learn how to manage your obsession. How to not be needy. How to not think of her all the time. You ever have a girl, you get her number, she's so bad, you like her so much. Next thing you know, you're thinking about her all day. Next thing you know, like, she doesn't text you back, and now you're thinking about it the next 4 hours, and you're kind of in your head about it. And you can't really enjoy your life. You can't enjoy the things you were doing. You had to hang out with your family, but you can't even enjoy it because you're thinking about the text. And then she texts you out of nowhere, and you're like, wait, what the fuck? Everything was fine. She was just busy. Wow. And then you get happy again. You're like, I'm happy now. She likes me. Life's good. It's like not realizing you literally just wasted 4 hours of your fucking life thinking about this meaningless text from this one fucking woman. Like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? I've been there. That's why I have the story so vivid in my head, because I've been there. I was that guy. I know what it's like to have your sense of identity and validation determined so much by female validation. I know what it's like. It sucks. It's not good. It's not the way to live. Now it's like, dude, I like it when my phone is fucking empty sometimes. Fuck, dude. I think this morning, I mean, okay, I had maybe like, I had between 5 to 10 girls reach out to me this morning. Like when I check my phone in the morning. But honestly, that was like less than what I normally get. So like, at least recently. So it felt nice. It felt like I don't even want too much. I literally don't. It gets to a point where this is what it is. It gets to a point where you care more about your peace than anything in life. Because guys, I'm here to tell you, peace is everything. And you can't be at peace when you need something outside of you. That's the thing I'm trying to like correlate in this video. Peace comes from not needing anything. Peace comes from like abundance within. And just feeling like, man, I could go on this walk, enjoy this walk. I'm not thinking about this girl who's gonna text me or not text me, or this other girl that I met, will she text me back? Like for example, last night. Alright. And by the way, guys, let me know if you guys like this style of video. I've been very tangential on this video and the previous one. And it's not on purpose. It's kind of like a time of the day thing. I don't know how to explain it. I think it's because I just had breakfast. So my brain isn't as like hyper focused as it would be if I didn't have breakfast. I think that's what it is. But anyways, let me know if you guys like this. I don't know if you guys like all this. I mean, well, here's what it is. I don't care what you really like at the end of the day, because I'm not doing this to like blow up or any client or any this or any that. I'm generally making these videos to be authentically myself, because I have this strong certainty that if I'm authentically myself, long term it will pay off. I don't care if it takes 5 years. I literally don't. Funny enough though, one of my recent videos, the one that's like for those who gave up on dating, that actually got me one client. Someone filled the application, joined the call, got him on the program, and now we're changing his life, which is fucking sick. But I swear, like, that is not the reason for these videos. It's really not. Anyways, small little side tangent. To get back to what I was saying, and by the way, I actually forgot what I was saying, which is fucking unfortunate. Oh, the concept of peace, not needing, how that's the best thing in life. Oh, and what I did last night. Okay, guys, so last night, funny little story, okay? A lot of shit happened yesterday. The amount of things that happened yesterday was so fucking incredible. Like, it was, like I said, it was almost too much. Like, my mind is almost like overwhelmed with information and stimulus. It starts to get to a point where you don't even really enjoy that. I'm telling you guys, like, that's, if you're ever curious, like, what's it like to be like, I don't know, Leonardo DiCaprio, and you know, you fuck a bunch of models on a yacht, and then you go have the best food, and then you fucking, I don't know, go to your mansion and you get a massage. If you ever wonder what it feels like to be those people, I'm telling you right now, like, it's not that different than how you feel. Like, it's not that different. Because ultimately, your peace and your happiness isn't determined by your external conditions. It's not. You could be in Leonardo's position and have a shitty life, like, not feel good about it. You could be in a broke dude's position and have a great life and feel good about it. Right? So, Anyways, oh yeah, so yesterday, what happened is I run into, it was funny, I was walking around Brickell with a robot. I have a friend who has a $60,000 robot. He's one of the few people in the fucking world who has this shit, like literally. And he has like this AI programmed robot. He's walking around with it with me and my boy. And we're just getting swarmed in Brickell. Swarmed. If you guys are curious about the video, you can go to my Kick, which is the same tag as all my tags, Sergio Chavez Coach. But we're being swarmed by people. And later on in the night, this really cute Latina, she like comes up to me or some shit, and she's just smiling, and I'm like, hey, what's up? Like, you want to say hi to my robot? I said something like that. And then she was like, oh yes, you know, I'm actually the singer. I'm a singer. I made the song. I made the main, holy fuck, why can't I talk right now? I made the main song of the Mexican national anthem for the World Cup this year. And I was like, really? And she was like, yeah. And then she started playing it. It was like, voy contigo, da 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 da. It was some shit like that. Some Mexican soccer song, right? So she made the main song of the Mexican World Cup anthem. Isn't that fucking crazy? She was like, I made that song. I was like, really? And she sings it, and I'm like, oh, cool. And we started having like a little flirty back and forth. She was like, yeah, I live in this building. And I was like, oh, I was going to, but I ended up living in this one. This other one. And then it's funny, she flirted with me first, now that I'm thinking about it. But it's funny because like, the only reason she did that is because of my sub-communication, my non-verbals, my energy, that she already felt that like window of like, oh, this guy's kind of like, you know, attracted to me. I can sense that. Girls are really good at sensing this shit. So in a way you could say I flirted first, right? But anyways, she goes like, oh, why didn't you live in my building? She said something like that. And that's flirting. A lot of you guys might not have caught that, but if a girl says something like, oh, why didn't you live in this building? Like the one that she's at, that's flirting. She's flirting with me. I looked at her and I was like, well, I didn't know you were there. Maybe that would have influenced my decision. And that was fucking, oh man. She liked that. And then at some point, she like agreed. She was like, yeah, I would've. She said something like that. And then at some point, we're talking a bit more, got her number, whatever. Cool. She ended up dancing with the robot. I filmed it for her. The whole thing was on my stream. And you see, me 4 or 5 years ago, I would have been like jumping up and down from that. I would have been like, oh my god, I got the number of like this famous singer. And by the way, guys, I want to be a singer, so it actually has a double benefit. It's like, she's not just attractive, but she's a singer, and I genuinely want to be a singer, so that was actually pretty cool. Like, I actually want to see her again for that reason. So anyways, me 4 or 5 years ago, I would have jumped up and down and been like, holy fuck, I just number closed a fucking famous baddie. This is crazy. This is fucking crazy. And then now, it's like, I'm not saying I'm not happy about it. I mean, it's cool. But is it really that crazy? Or am I just that guy? Right? Is it really that crazy? Or am I just that guy? And I want you guys to have this mindset more often. It's not like don't celebrate your wins. It's not like don't, be happy who you are and shit. But don't put your happiness so much on the external conditions. Instead, you need to like tie it more on who you are and basically yourself. Because then it's like a win all the time, because then my brain is like, I'm that guy. And then, 99%, 100% of the time, I am that guy. I am me. I am Sergio. So I always feel good all the time because I know who I am. So basically, instead of it being like, she's so bad because of this and that, and she's this, and she might do this for me, and this might happen, and this. Instead of being like that, with the way you think about, female interactions, it should be more like, damn, my game was fucking on point. Damn, that was a great flirty line I did. Damn, she would love to hang out with me because of blank, blank, and blank. right? Wow, I'm that guy. I was so grounded. That was cool. Some of you guys might be like, oh, Sergio, you're so fucking cocky. Hey, being cocky, if you think this is cocky, I mean, being cocky is so much better than its polar opposite. I'll tell you that much. So maybe you should try it sometime. Right? So guys, to wrap up this video, the whole point of it was like, you need to take actions that align to the person you want to be. And this is a deep concept. And like I said, you can start brainstorming and really ask yourself how you can start doing this more often. It starts to align more with the concept of not having fear, basically. That's what it starts to align more like. Do not have fear. Do not have fear. Or if you have fear, don't listen to it. I mean, look at this sign. Look at this. It says, what if it all goes right? Beautiful sign, and it's so real. What if I told you everything goes right? Always. You just don't really know what things mean sometimes, or how they are right. But they are. They always are. Everything. There's no such thing as a bad situation, just a bad perspective. Something I say all the time, and I just love telling people that. It's one of the biggest lessons I've learned in my life, and something I continue to learn every day. Anyways, guys, if you want to level up your dating life, your social life, your mindset, link in my description to apply to work with me. If you have any questions, DM me on Instagram. Also in the description, Sergio Chavez Coach. We'll talk soon, guys. Have a great day, all right? Peace.